we don't travel with a group. Everybody you meet at a Renaissance Fair is an independent who is doing their own version of a circuit of shows to work. Hello, my darlings. There's actually a couple of things to address in this question. One, we don't travel with a group. Everybody you meet at a Renaissance Fair is an independent who is doing their own version of a circuit of shows to work. And all those festivals are owned by different small business owners, or maybe large business owners, but there's only a couple companies in the nation that manage more than one show. Everything else is kind of a one-of. So there's no traveling with. I do travel to Renaissance festivals because I love them. And I love them for a lot of reasons. I love them because I love the cooperative intent of helping people escape, that everybody's working to keep the illusion alive, and that we're giving people I like to describe it as a world in which they can live as their imagined selves. So I love that about festivals. I also really love small buildings. And I don't know if I ended up designing small buildings at Renaissance fairs and then started to love small buildings, or if it was just a manifestation of me doing what I love in life. But I love going to permanent parks and looking at building design and seeing what other interpretations people had of the architectural vernacular. And I'm an art shopper. I am more likely to buy like 3D art, blown glass or pottery things. This is actually a bad angle for you to see my fun shelf, but more than flat artwork that goes on a wall. And for the most part, the artwork sold at Renaissance fairs tends towards three-dimensional art because it's just more appropriate to the time. I don't know why so few paintings get sold at Renaissance fairs, but as far as craft mix goes, they're not very well represented, and you'll very rarely, if ever, see any photography. And if you do, it's going to have like a very narrow subject line focus. Like they might be taking photographs of the performers and the knights that are doing a joust troupe show at that event. Anyway, I do travel to shows, and it's a joy. It's a joy. So yeah, sometimes I'm taking photos of buildings. I'm talking to artists. I'm getting a feel for, like, looking for any tips and tricks that show might do better than others. I'm really passionate about layout, and layout is, has like the tiniest niche of niche markets that have any reason at all to discuss it or to try to be amazing at it. But it's a passion of mine. So I'll go look at a show and see what worked, or like expansion plans and how that affects layout, and all that stuff is fascinating to me. So yeah, shows are still magic, but I am analyzing. I've never worked at Disney, nor do I intend to. And Disney is magical for me, but I'm also counting trash cans because that's who I am. How many trash cans can I see from this spot? And is that why there's no garbage visible? I want to know those things, but that's just the way my brain works. The design of structures, like, did this building use forced perspective? Did they not? All those things are fascinating to me. If building design, especially design inside Renaissance fairs, is something you're interested in, my design guide is ready. When you're seeing this, there may be a link directly to it in the bio. Right now, in order to I have a pre-sale price, And so it's only available, the links, I've only given the link to the people on my email list so that they get that price for a week. And then I'm going to make the link live, and it'll have a pre-sale price. But the only people that are going to get the lowest price are the people that are on my email list. If you're not on my email list, in my bio, you can click on 5 things to know to build in a Renaissance Fair, and that will put you on my Renaissance Fair focused email. And I'll send a couple more emails out this week with a link and kind of count down, like, hey, this many more days on your discount for the design guide. The design guide is over 30 pages long, and it is broken down into categories. Like, there's stuff about display in there, there's stuff about foundations in there, there's stuff about roof pitches. We don't go much into color. It's just kind of lightly touched on because I have a Renfest Builder's Guide to Color that's a complete book of its own. It's available in my bio if that's something you need. And it has ready to go palettes of colors that work, explanations of what kind of illusions we're maintaining with color use in those buildings, and even like the codes so that you can go into a Sherwin-Williams and know that you're buying the paint, because sometimes they change the name. You know, they'll still sell this color of paint, but they'll change the name to be something that sounds more today, even though it's still the same color mix and color code that it used to be.